Hello， 大家好，我是利恩。今天要给大家介绍的是2025年3月14号的时候，查理柯克在加州州立大学的北岭分校所开设的辩论庭呢，跟一些同学展开的也不能说辩论啦，因为我发现这所学校蛮有意思的。初期的呢，查理柯克的铁粉在这里很多哦，所以呢，大部分上来问的同学都是忍不住要跟他要一个 mega 的帽子，都是他的粉丝哦。所以我们今天会比较综合的来看，因为讲实在嘛，这个粉丝的问答基本上你就会发现就比较短因为呢，大部分答没两句，我们相同我们的看法一致，那就离开了嘛。
早有此意。
是吧？但是呢，这里面也不乏一些很好的问题，而且我觉得呢，这个时间虽然短可是我们可以一次听到更多的观点，因此把它介绍给大家。那我呢，也会针对一两个同学特别让我感兴趣的观点呢，想要补充一些说明给大家，就让我们一起来看吧。Let's go.
All right. Good afternoon, Charlie. How are you? I was wondering I want to start by saying I don't agree with you on very much, but I hope we don't see each other as enemies. I just want to have a discussion about something that I am a little concerned about. I do feel a decent deal of concern about the White House Faith Office, which was recently, I believe, established around February 7th to combat Christian discrimination. I see it as sort of a violation of our First Amendment rights, particularly the Establishment Clause. I wonder if you could give me a little more information on that.
Biden had a faith office. Every administration has had a faith office the last 100 years.
Is that true? Huh. Well, I guess I don't have a whole lot more to...
A faith outreach arm, that's right.
So, I don't particularly agree with the idea that there's Christian discrimination in America. I think emboldening or establishing something that's supposed to combat Christian discrimination, which is not particularly an issue in America, I feel like it steps too close to establishing the Christian religion to not be somewhat of a violation of the First Amendment.
All right, we'll just disagree on that, but thank you.
Well, agree to disagree.
Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any disagreements, guys?
刚刚这个同学的问题，我觉得倒是问的蛮好的，因为事实上难免，如果今天是一个非基督徒来讲话，他就会对川普在白宫设立信仰办公室会有一些担忧嘛。毕竟白宫的这个信仰办公室是主要针对基督教，对吧？也没有回教或者是这个其他宗教但是我想补充的就是说，怎么去区分所谓的国教的定义首先，我们应该都同意，就是一个总统本身他可以有他个人的信仰自由，对吧？那当然他也可以，因为他的内阁成员呢，大部分都是偏向某一个宗教的这个教友，所以呢，开设这个白宫信仰办公室其实这个在美国过去历任来讲是所在多有，在 Joe Biden 时期就有因为 Joe Biden 自己其实还是一个名义上的天主教徒那可是美国的第一宪法修正案确实有明定，就是美国不能设立国教，这个可是美国开国元勋这些所谓的清教徒也就是基督徒们的这些开国的国父们呢所设立的宗旨所以为什么我一直跟大家强调，就是保守主义这个基督教的一个精神是非常的重视宗教信仰自由这立场。那国教的定义是什么呢？就是一旦国家宣布国教的时候，它要禁止人民能够有宗教信仰的自由，也就是禁止人民可以去信仰其他宗教。第二种实质的情况就是，你去看一个政府过去常年的对于各宗教团体政府一定都有所谓的补助的支出，好比说举例来讲，像很多的宗教团体，他们会有一些所谓的社区公益的服务，对不对？好比说老人关怀弱势家庭的照顾那政府常常在租金上面或者是土地的这个租用上面对于宗教团体都会有特别的优惠那更不要说就是会有编列许多的预算的，好比说针对这个监狱的犯人当兵打仗的军人会请这个该宗教不管是牧师啦或者是回教的神职人员进去帮这些特殊的人士做这个所谓的宗教的关怀或者是咨商的服务。所以这些东西只要政府它本身并没有因为了要宣扬某个特定宗教而刻意大幅的去对其他宗教表现出不公差别的对待的话呢，那么基本上你就很容易的清楚这个国家有没有变成国教化。从另外一个角度讲，一个政府他要么他是会去偏向一个比较坚信的宗教，好比说伊朗不用说，那就是穆斯林嘛，那以色列就是犹太教嘛，那美国是基督教嘛。如果没有偏向任何一边的话，那就是无神论信仰嘛。那坦白讲，那共产国家好比说中国大陆就是如此事实上中国大陆的宗教是全部要受政府严格的监控的，换句话说，它的背后也有信仰，是什么信仰？就是无神信仰嘛。无神信仰就是这个国家的主张。所以我倒是认为其实只有一个判断标准，最简单 单，就是国家给不给人民宗教信仰自由。而你会发现非常矛盾的就是，往往是在极端极权的国家，哪怕他的国家的政府的领袖是最没有宗教信仰的，可是只要他是极权国家，人民其实是最没有宗教信仰自由的。就好像伊朗或者是中国大陆都是如此。其实这个才是真正的实质的国教化的。那相比而言，像以色列或者是美国，或者说我们在台湾来讲的话，比较偏民主国家的都没有国教化的这种倾向的啦。哪怕像早期英国在伊丽莎白女皇时代有国教派，那现在其实英国也发展成民主政治的时候，其实都没有所谓的国教化的问题。所以刚刚那个同学他担心的是多余的，因为基本的精神其实完全的没有变。
Any disagreements, guys? We got to wrap soon. Yes, sir.
All right. So I just we might have opposing views on this. I'd like to extend my gratitude to you as like an advocate for the voice, as a voice for the voiceless, such as me. I'm Armenian. You always voice your thoughts on us. But my question stems down to this. What is your position? Earlier you said you think Turkey should be kicked out of NATO for this, but I don't think countries could be just kicked out of NATO like that. So what is your position on America's involvement with NATO? Do you think we should like stem away from NATO because they're kind of leechy?
I mean, if NATO is going to get us involved in this Ukrainian war unnecessarily, yes, but NATO's generally been a good thing. But why do we keep on expanding NATO? NATO is an irritant to Russia. We should not go out of our way to try and antagonize Russia. It is stupid. It is self-defeating. Yeah. It's not good for America, period, end of story. And what we should do is we should configure all of our force and our attention against our true enemy, the Chinese Communist Party. The Chinese Communist Party is our true enemy, not the people of Russia.
But moving forward, Russia and China have always enjoyed like very good relations with each other. In recent times, we've seen Trump has been trying to get closer to Putin and potentially establish a connection with Russia. Do you think that would be more economically beneficial to America as in contrast to us being with NATO?
Which part?
Us aligning more with Russia than we are with NATO.
Well, we're not. I mean, I think that, but first of all, remember, Russia wanted to be part of NATO back in the early 2000s. There is not a good argument to overly antagonize Russia the way that we have. We should be friends with both, but like Russia is not killing Americans. Russia is not currently involved in like poisoning our youth with fentanyl, or Russia is an unnecessary enemy largely created by the U.S. security state.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Can I get a signed hat, please?
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you.
Anybody any disagreements? You got an IDF search? No, he's already gone. Yeah.
IDF?
Yeah.
I come?
Sure.
Hi, Charlie. My name is Sharifi. Wait, I have some notes real quick. Let me just pull them up. Hi, Charlie. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to start off with that I admire you a lot regarding your logic and your thoughts on wokeism. I think wokeism is very bad, especially for the minors of our country. My name is Sharifi, and I'm a proud Israeli Persian Jew. As a Zionist, I want the best for Israel, which includes bringing the hostages home, and Israel obtaining peace with its neighbors. I hope one day to see a world where Jews and Arabs can coexist in the Middle East. How can Israel obtain peace and more diplomatic ties with its neighbors surrounding them?
I mean, Israel, first and foremost, has to destroy Hamas. And by the way, you know what no one's talking about? Is Hamas should have to do an unconditional surrender.
Yes,
no
sir.
one's not a peace deal. We need an unconditional surrender like we had in Japan. Absent an unconditional surrender, I don't believe peace is possible. Okay. You notice no one has mentioned that term, unconditional surrender? That needs to be reintroduced. Okay. We did it in World War II. We need an unconditional surrender.
Okay. Thank you, Charlie. May I please have a hat?
Yes, thank you.
All right, have a great day.
Absolutely. Anyone disagree?
Can I get it signed,
yes,
please?
Sure.
Hi there, Charlie. I just want to say I've looked up to you for many years. You're the one who got me into the conservative movement about 8-9 years ago. I really love you. And out of everyone in the conservative movement, you're the one who I feel matches my moral ideals the most. One thing I just want to ask you, as a Christian woman who wants to start a family, and I look around me nowadays, especially living in California, I'm really afraid of what my child's going to be exposed to. I live with a 6-year-old, and every time she comes home, I worry that she's playing dog, she's going to pretend to be a furry someday, or I don't know, I get scared of that stuff, honestly. What do you think is the best way to prevent our children from being influenced from those ideals and growing up in a with the proper Christian ideals. Even though we keep it in our household, they're still exposed to it outside.
Yeah, first of all, don't send your kids to government schools. That's number one. Number two, have a very robust church life and attend church regularly. Honor God in all that you do. And also, marry a godly man that was willing to defend your kids and to wall off all of the negative, poisonous content that might come after your future children. It's very, very important. And then finally, I don't want to say leave California, but it's getting worse around it. The cultural poisons and toxins that are out there is so dreadful. It is so heavy. So that would be my piece of advice for you.
Thank you so much.
And if you are called to be a stay-at-home mom, that's a beautiful thing. You don't have to go into the workforce to be a godly woman. In fact, I recommend being a stay-at-home mom. It's one of the most underappreciated elements of American life. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes. The battle between good and evil seems to be escalating. It is easy to blame politicians, government, or poor leadership, but behind all of that is a spiritual battle. Pastor Alan Jackson's new book, Angels, Demons, and You, talk about the reality of this battle and the spiritual realm that exists around us. It has a real impact on us every day. As you read, you will discover that angels and demons are not imaginary, they actually exist. You can find them playing a variety of roles throughout the Bible, and they're still influencing the world today. We don't need to be afraid, but we do need to be aware and prepared. Angels, Demons, and You provides valuable insight, practical tools, and biblical truth to help you recognize the spiritual battle around us and become a difference maker in our generation. Get your copy today at alanjackson.com/angels. Disagreements welcome, guys. Anyone disagrees? Yeah, sure.
Hey, Charlie. I just want to say I'm a big fan of you, bro. I really appreciate everything. I just got a quick question, all right? What do you think of the Azerbaijan and Armenia situation?
I already answered it.
Oh, you already answered?
Yeah,
I'm on. Can I get a hat by any chance?
Yeah, I'm on Armenia's side. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, I've been waiting here for like 2 hours. What's up, Charlie? So I agree that Trump's tariffs will make America rich, and I agree cutting outside spending is a good way to kind of counteract inflation. But I think there's a lot of waste and spend inside of our country, as majority California. A lot with homelessness, a lot with the fires. There's no infrastructure, there's no system here, and Californian dollars are getting wasted every day on a lot of things. What do you recommend we do to minimize that?
I mean, you got to stop electing Democrats in this state, right? I mean, here in California, you guys have the highest poverty rate. You have the highest homelessness. You have the highest wealth inequality. You guys have the highest cost of living. You have the second highest home prices. And you have the highest, what we call, quality of life crime in the country. Break-ins, burglaries, things of that nature.
Even just fires by homeless people.
What?
Even just fires by homeless people. There's a lot of waste on resources that are getting sent out.
And so you need to change who is running your state, and that starts with the California Democrat Party.
All right. And then last question. College enrollment rate has been dropping every single year for the past few years. Education feels much less regulated, not up to date, and pretty not advanced anymore. What do you recommend if you want to get educated but don't think a college education is the best way?
It's a good question. It depends on what you want to do, right? It depends on what you want to actually,
For example,
pursue.
sorry to interrupt, but this college here has promised to raise their tuition 35% over the next 5 years. 7%.
I mean, it's incredible. I'm going to be honest. In the next 10 years, we're not there yet. These colleges are going to be completely irrelevant.
Absolutely.
AI is going to take away 90% of the jobs, and advanced robotics is going to basically take over the world as we know it. So find something to study and be good at that AI can't do.
Thank you.
It's the best piece of advice I have for young people.
Thank you, Charlie.
Find something to be good at that AI cannot do.
Thank you.
It's a short list, by the way.
Yeah.
Because AI is getting pretty advanced, as you well know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir. If you guys disagree, make your way to the front. Thank you.
Hi, Charlie. First, I want to thank you because you're a big reason why Trump won the election in the youth vote. So I just want to thank you for that. Now I know your stance on DEI is, no DEI based on race, religion, ideology, political beliefs, which I 100% agree with. My question for you is, what are your thoughts on DEI I don't know if DEI is even the correct term, but based on context or circumstances. So I just want to use applying to college, for example. So let's say someone like J.D. Vance, who grew up in a very rough circumstance, probably went to an underfunded school, versus just another applicant who maybe went to private school, had more opportunities, had the opportunity to take higher level college courses and succeeded. So on paper, you could say that the one that took harder classes has, more merit. But would you also consider the fact that the other applicant didn't have the opportunity?
On the surface, it sounds good. So number one, this is the way they're getting around affirmative action, is they try to have these what they call context cultural scores, and they try to get around that way. The answer is no, that should have no bearing, because you need to have a system based on excellence, and if you do not, you will then discriminate against people that otherwise are very qualified to be there in those positions. It is not the goal of the institution to try to open the door to as many people as possible. It's to be the most excellent possible institution and be able to protect knowledge and pursue knowledge. That is what the goal of college should be.
But what do you think the best solution is for people that don't have those opportunities to begin with?
I mean, first and foremost, try your best to graduate high school, make the most of your life. Maybe go to two-year college or technical school. I mean, these are just general life advice. I mean, if you want to stay out of poverty, it's not hard in America, by the way. And everyone in this audience, it's not hard. It's very easy to stay out of poverty. You want to know how to stay out of poverty? Don't commit crimes. Get married before you have kids. Get a job, any job. Yeah, exactly. Get a job, any job, right? And be not awful with money. You do those 4 things, you can stay out of what is classified as poverty in this country.
Okay, just one last point, because I remember you were talking about, or at least I heard that you were talking about, that character can be a part of merit. Could you make the argument that someone has a lot of character if they do come from a harder circumstance and we're still able to
Potentially, yeah. I mean, I think character does matter a lot. How you weigh it in an admission process is very complicated, though.
I agree, yeah.
Thank you.
Very complicated.
Appreciate it.
Could
Thank
I get
you.
a hat?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Huh?
I just want to send greetings from Pastor Jesse as well, from Legacy Family Church. I'm under his leadership. He just sends his greetings. But I did have a question. I just wanted to know your stance on tariffs. What would you define a tariff is? And also, what are your thoughts on the tariffs that Trump is doing, he's imposing?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it works. I mean, I think we need an equitable agreement. I will say this. The import tariffs are necessary, and the American people voted for them. The idea is bringing back American manufacturing and try to put America workers first. But if they raise prices, which they might, then they should be pulled back.
Awesome. Would I be able to get a red hat?
Yes, I'll sign it for you too. Thank you.
这边我补充一下哈，其实从川普上任以来哈，美国的月度的通货膨胀率哈是逐月的一直在下降哦。从1月份的 3.0 啊，刚上任以来，然后开始实行关税战的政策呢，反而不增反减哈，通货膨胀率从1月的 3.0 一直到6月降到 2.4。那这个原因是什么呢？我另外再做一部影片，好好的跟大家谈哈。事实上，关税本身跟所谓的通货膨胀，它的本质结构上是完全不一样的。以后做一部影片再来说明。
Hi, Charlie. I'm a big fan. I just want to say, and I want to tell you, I was at a protest on Pico, Robertson, which is in LA. The pro-Hamas guys, they came to our neighborhood, to our synagogue, and I got my nose broken, and it was all because of them. And here's my question. My question is, for the people who are Christian, for the people who are Arabs or whatever, and the Jewish people also, how are we supposed to go about all those people that are right in the back right now that are chanting that they want for us to not have a land, for us to not be living comfortable in UCLA campuses and over here, all over. So I'm asking you, how should we go and respond? This is to the Jewish, the Christians, and the Muslims. How do we go about this?
I mean, Israel has to defend its homeland first and foremost.
But what do we do? What do we do?
I mean, I wouldn't give them too much oxygen, but what we as Americans need to do is, if any of them participate in flag burning or an anti-American behavior and they're on a student visa, they should be sent back to their country of origin, and they should not be going to school here in the United States of America.
And let me ask you, if someone is saying, because I hear this a lot of Christians say that I'm a Christian, I'm dealing with my own problems, I don't want to be involved. Do you think that that's the right thing to say because you're Christian?
No, Christians should be involved in the public square. They should be salt and light. They should be engaged in the public discussion, not just quarantined off to one area.
And what about Arabs?
Because
they could say oh, okay, these are my people. Listen, I
mean, look, they're entitled to their opinion, but it just seems as if they're taking over every European country right now, and it's very disturbing.
And should we fight back?
I think we should say we should we should absolutely dramatically restrict immigration. Yes.
I hope there was going to be some kind of disagreement, but
no, sir.
I agree with you.
Thank you. I'll give you a hat.
Thank you.
Hey, Charlie. I just got a question regarding the drug problem within the U.S. What's like a legitimate fix to this?
Which drug problem specifically?
I think anything. Heroin. I think marijuana is being already legalized, being fine. When it comes to like fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, because the prohibition method we've been taking isn't really working out. But we can't really just let anyone.
I mean, we first need to close the southern border. That's number
course.
one. We need to have death penalty for drug dealers. That's number two. And we need to have much harsher penalties for anyone that is involved in the trafficking of drugs. And then we have to go after the actual supply, which is the Mexican drug cartels.
I think that's true, but isn't that taking like a alcohol prohibition type method where that?
I mean, it worked. Alcohol prohibition worked in one way. Alcohol usage went down.
But there was still mass
gangs from like the mafia. What was the problem with alcohol prohibition? Tell me.
The major gangs that came up during Chicago, New York.
Yeah, there was some bootlegging, but actually crime went down across the country.
Okay.
You can look at it. I mean, I'm not all for like banning alcohol, but there's a lot of lies about prohibition that are told. But also, let's just stop acting as if heroin and alcohol are on the same level. Heroin's way worse, right?
No.
Meth is way worse. Fentanyl's way worse.
Of course.
But yeah, I think we have to be more serious about what actually creates the cascade of effects of people that want to be able to use these horrific drugs.
Yeah. I just want to is there like a plan we could go down to fix
I mean, I think President Trump's doing the right thing. Secure the southern border, heavy penalties for drug traffickers, and going after the source of where all the drugs are coming from origination. So thank you very much. Great question. Thank you.
I mean, we have class next.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a hat?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you also.
Okay, thank you.
这个同学问题其实非常棒哈，不过我倒觉得 Charlie Kirk 对这个议题呢，他看到的层面只能说是一部分。芬太尼确实在 Joe Biden 4年的执政任内的时候呢，是大量的非法偷渡进来哈，那跟边境的管制确实有很大的关系。可是美国的这个芬太尼药物成瘾严重的问题哈，最重要仍然是美国是一个全世界最没有限制大量的使用阿片类麻醉药物的国家，而这种所谓阿片类药物的成瘾问题是美国医疗保险业的一个大弊端。讲白一点，就是美国的医生已经滥开这些所谓的阿片类药物，去让患者呢减轻痛苦。这个部分跟左派过去的意识形态有关，因为左派一直呢在社会主义这部分提倡的就是大幅的减轻病患的痛苦，尊重人权的表现。过去就在许多的立法上面呢，大幅的放宽医生的开处方药，特别是麻醉的减缓的药物，所以很多患者可以说是一吃就上瘾。为什么？因为你开的药物本身的剂量已经严重到是会有上瘾性的。那黑市非法药物又多，所以这就导致于，其实医生就算不开给你，你想要减轻你自己的疼痛呢，到黑市去买也非常容易。所以美国有大部分的这个使用芬太尼的患者原本一开始根本并不是瘾君子，他完全只是因为医师开药而导致上瘾无法戒断情况。这个有机会我们再好好做一部片来谈美国芬太尼的问题。所以我倒觉得 Charlie Kirk 这个部分只是顺着川普的一个政策的路线去讲但是我觉得目前共和党没有在这个问题上面打中痛点，打中一个核心，就是美国的医药政策是美国的大问题。好，那我觉得今天讨论的议题面其实还蛮多的，虽然相对问答的过程都比较简短，不过呢，我觉得仍然有很多很有趣可以值得我们深思的一些东西。也许你关注的兴趣点跟我可能不一样，那都非常欢迎你有任何的想法呢，在下方留言让我知道。希望今天的影片你会喜欢，我们这边是超级神队友，我们就下部影片再见，拜拜。
The cornerstone is Christ alone.